Most people spend their lives working hard, yet never get rich. They follow the rules, go to school, get jobs, and still struggle paycheck to paycheck. Why? According to Napoleon Hill, it's not about how hard you work, it's about how you think. Think and Grow Rich isn't just a book title, it's a warning. If your thoughts are weak, scattered, and limited, so will be your life. Hill interviewed 500 of the most successful people of his era: Carnegie, Edison, Ford, Rockefeller, and distilled their habits and mindsets into timeless principles. And here's the truth: success is not luck, it's not intelligence, it's not being born into money. It's desire, focus, and mental discipline. This isn't motivational fluff, it's a mental blueprint for creating wealth. Today, you're going to learn the core lessons that made thousands of men rich, and could do the same for you. Let's begin with the foundation. Desire. Hill writes, desire is the starting point of all achievement, but most people confuse desire with wishing. A wish is passive, a desire is an obsession. You must want wealth like a drowning man wants air. You must burn bridges to the life you no longer accept. Barnes, a poor man with nothing, had one goal: to work with Edison. Not for Edison, for him. He had no money, no education, just desire. He showed up at Edison's lab and said, "I've come to go into business with you." Crazy, maybe, but he got the chance, and later became Edison's trusted business partner. Why? He didn't wish, he decided. He acted. Next, faith. You must believe, not hope. Believe. When your mind believes something is possible, it changes how you move, speak, act, and attract opportunity. Faith isn't religion. Here it's self-certainty. You build faith by repeating affirmations, visualizing your goal, feeding your mind the same thought over and over until it becomes part of your identity. Every rich person, consciously or not, uses this. Your subconscious mind responds to repetition. What you say to yourself every day becomes your reality. Now comes specialized knowledge. General education won't make you rich. School teaches memorization, not creation, Hill says. The rich accumulate specific knowledge that's useful to their goal. Henry Ford had little formal education, but he hired experts. He focused on one mission: efficient transportation, and built a team with the right skills. You don't need to know everything. You need to know what matters and delegate, or learn only what's essential. Most people get distracted by noise. The rich stay laser-focused. Next, imagination. Every invention, every fortune, every success story began in someone's mind. Imagination is the workshop of the soul. There are two kinds: synthetic and creative. Synthetic imagination combines old ideas in new ways. Creative imagination taps into something deeper: intuition, inspiration, instinct. Hill says the key is to train your mind to imagine wealth, to picture it in vivid detail. Not just the money, but how you feel, how you walk, how you live. The clearer the picture, the stronger the pull. Now let's talk about organized planning. Desire without a plan is just fantasy. You need a definite plan and a burning desire to execute it. Most people fail here. They wait for perfect timing, the right partner, more resources. Hill says start where you are, with what you have. When one plan fails, replace it. Most people fail because they give up after the first setback. The successful keep going. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't call them failures, he called them steps. The next principle is decision. Indecision is the enemy of wealth. Rich people decide quickly and change slowly. Poor people take forever to decide and change constantly. Why? Fear. Fear of failure, rejection, embarrassment. Hill says the ability to make firm decisions is a mark of leadership. And here's the twist: even a wrong decision is better than none. Movement creates feedback. Feedback creates clarity. Then comes persistence. This one separates the talkers from the doers. Persistence means showing up when you're tired, when you're broke, when you're doubted. It means ignoring critics, staying loyal to your vision, and pushing through resistance. Hill writes, persistence is to the character of man, as carbon is to steel. Weak desire brings weak results. If you give up after one failure, you didn't want it enough? Every successful person has faced defeat. What made them different? They kept going. Next, we enter the mental realm, the subconscious mind. This is your emotional control center. It records every thought, belief, emotion, and stores them deep. The problem, it doesn't filter. It accepts whatever you feed, it positive or negative. The subconscious responds most powerfully to emotion, so when you speak your desires with feeling, it absorbs them. You can reprogram your mind like software through repetition, visualization, and emotion. Closely tied to this is the concept of the brain as a broadcasting system. Hill believed the brain emits frequencies, attracting similar energy. You've experienced this thinking of someone and they call, feeling drawn to an idea and seeing it everywhere. This isn't magic hits awareness. Your brain becomes a magnet for what it focuses on. Think about poverty, you see lack. Think about wealth, you notice opportunity. Another hidden power Hill emphasizes is the mastermind group. You need to surround yourself with minds that align with your goals. No one gets rich alone. Carnegie had a board. Edison had scientists. Rockefeller had financiers. A mastermind isn't just networking, it's mental synergy. Two minds create a third, more powerful mind. When you connect with driven people, your standards rise, your ideas grow, and your results multiply. Now let's discuss the most misunderstood force, sex transmutation. Hill says sexual energy is one of the strongest human drives, and when redirected, it fuels massive achievement. Most men waste it on short-term pleasure. The greats Tesla, Napoleon, Beethoven channeled it into creation. It's not about repression, but redirection. Energy that fuels lust can fuel business, vision, and action. Hill's final, and perhaps most important principle, is the sixth sense. This is intuition, that voice beyond logic. It's the gut feeling you can't explain, but can't ignore. The more you follow the principle's desire, faith, persistence, the more tuned your intuition becomes. Hill describes the sixth sense as a culmination of all the others. When your mind is trained, your body disciplined, and your emotions aligned, you begin to know what to do without knowing how. Now that you've seen the principles, here's the hard truth. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll nod, agree, maybe even get inspired for a moment. But then they'll go back to their routines, their excuses, their limitations. That's why only a few get rich. Not because it's hard, but because it demands mental discipline. Most people never develop. Hill ends with this idea: whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But that's only true if you act. So, ask yourself, what do you really want? How badly? Are you willing to burn the bridge behind you? Are you willing to be misunderstood, doubted, rejected? Because wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your mind. And the moment you truly decide, everything changes.